Well, hello, everybody. It is so good to see you, and I hope everyone is safe and staying warm. And I know you're all sick of the ice and snow. It's really strange after 30 years of being a teacher praying for snow days. Um, Now I'm on the other side, and I feel really like, I hate the snow. I don't want it. But in unity with my Arlington County teachers, I hope they get a 2 hour delay at least. Those are just gifts, free gifts for teachers. So bravo to all you teachers who got a little bit of a break last week or a few weeks ago with ice. So good to be back. I missed you all in January, and I'm so grateful for our WOFA planning team for stepping up and covering, and what a great group of people we have. It's just amazing to see all the new folks here. And I'm Michaela Pond. I'm the founder of We Have Action, and I am rested and ready to go. So I just got back from Mexico just in the nick of time, apparently. And I feel rejuvenated and ready for the spring and all the work we have. So we're going to get right to it because we want to share and have a lot of time for questions tonight. Again, it was a hard call to do in person, and we were going to do the hybrid for the first time, but that weather, we just couldn't predict what was going to happen. So we got a lot of feedback that people were glad we made the decision to stay virtual. So I'm glad it worked out. So thank you for being here. Um, if you haven't followed us on all these socials, please make sure you do. We would love for you to continue our spreading our message, and we are everywhere, everywhere. So here we go, February 23rd, 2026. I can't believe it. If you are a new member, would you put a thumbs up on your reaction key? And we would love to acknowledge you. And maybe my co-host can shout out and let us know who are our new members here tonight.
Looking.
First timers. Do any first timers?
Terry, we got Terry Johnson. We got Amy. Oh no, Amy's clapping. Okay. I'm like, I've seen Amy here before.
Any other first time
Laura
vocalists?
Lusing, she's a thumbs up. I apologize if I missed anybody so far. It looks
Peter
like
Chip,
Sophie.
welcome, Peter.
Oh, Sophie Oberstein.
I'm new, but I don't know how to do the thumbs up.
Oh, yay!
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We're really glad you're here. And, when the meeting's over, we're going to try
Heidi
to wrap up
Altman.
around 7:35. And new members, we'd love for you to stay and ask any questions you might
Why is
have.
it called sexy
We
veggie?
hope to do that. And if we could ask everyone to mute their,
Can you mute
Veggie spelled
everybody?
with one G instead of two.
any co-host could do that for me. Except I need to not be muted. Okay. So if you are new, hopefully you've gone to our website and clicked the Join WOFA button up here at the top. That is the way we know who and who's joining us, but also the most important thing is you will receive our weekly newsletter on Tuesday with everything, all the actions you can take. So I know that a lot of people are feeling frustrated and not sure what to do. Well, let me tell you, this newsletter tells you everything that's going on in that week and the weeks ahead for you to plan. So click on that join WOFA button, and we would love for you to get the newsletter and help us with all the actions that we are doing. And I think it's really exciting. We actually can celebrate some wins. We have a blue Virginia and some great things happen. Chris, what happened? What's happening?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of success in terms of paid family and medical leave, raising Virginia's minimum wage. Our governor has committed to signing that legislation. We have several bills that are geared towards reining in ICE brutality and keeping our communities safe. Gun violence prevention, we've made huge headways on that. So really, there are areas that we should celebrate: lowering costs, raising wages, keeping our community safe, and expanding our freedom. So really excited about some things. But we do know that there's more work to do. A repeal of Virginia's right to work law didn't even get considered this session. And that was one of our big things that we were trying to advocate for. We had some major losses on campaign finance, but I do know we have a small win. I do want to invite Jessica to talk about that in a minute. Taxes, it's always a big battle. We were fighting really hard to tax the ultra wealthy and some of the larger corporations here in Virginia. And these bills were basically continued into the next year, unfortunately, but we'll keep fighting to, expand things like working families tax credits, child tax credit, earned income tax credit. And to do that, we need to raise some money from Virginia millionaires and billionaires. But yeah, Jessica, do you have anything to say about
Well,
about
we
the
just learned on Sunday, confirmed that there's support for over $3 million in modernizing the campaign finance administration system in the budget. And this is something that's desperately needed. They're using systems that date to 2012 and before. And this will make the data searchable and sortable for the general public and also be much friendlier for the politicians to do their reporting on campaign finance. So it's something that we've been trying to do through bills, but actually in the budget, it's a much more effective way to do it. And we're very pleased.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that, Jessica. Yeah, so we know there's more work to do, so please keep up with our calls to action. We have a Signal chat that's specifically dedicated to state legislation, calls to actions, and of course, we have some on social media. I'll link those in the chat. So thank you.
All right. So, Kathleen Murray, you are up. Our
All right.
maven,
Da, da, da.
our maven on redistricting. Tell us
Yeah,
everything we need to know.
okay. We've all sort of jumped in very quickly. There's a number of us. I'm going to give a very brief overview because I have a feeling this is an educated audience. If I miss anything or you have questions, we'll be taking questions at the end.
Are you on mute?
I hear somebody. Somebody's not on mute. So, at any rate, all right. So, brief overview. So, we know who has turned redistricting into a weapon. It's an all-out effort to distort representation and steal the midterm elections. So that's even before the voters reach the ballot box. So, in an effort to level the playing field, remember that term, level the playing field, it's very important. Virginia's decided to temporarily, and that's another important word, redo its congressional maps. The changes passed through the state legislature, and we're going to have an election on April 21st. Early voting is going to start March 6th. For the public, the voters, to decide whether or not to support the maps. So I myself, I don't like gerrymandering. Okay, a lot of people don't, and I agree with that. However, we're in a different time now, and the extreme partisan actors, they started it. They've manipulated district lines to entrench power without a say by their voters in their districts. Okay. Unlike many other states, Virginia's referendum puts the decision where it belongs. It's up to the voters. Okay, so that's early voting starts March 6th, and final vote is April 21st. So, the really important thing, this is my personal feeling, is this vote could possibly determine the outcome of our democracy as we know it. Okay. It could help us survive the midterm elections. We could, take Congress or the House of Representatives. So it's really important that we really learn as much as we can about it, and understand why we're doing it, and it's temporary. Okay. And, like Don Scott said, we have a president that's run amok. We have no choice but to respond and try to do everything in our power to level the playing field. That was Speaker Don Scott. Next slide, please. All right. So how this campaign is working, it really just sprung up very quickly. I would say there's two components in Virginia. We have the Grassroots Vote Yes campaign, which is overseen by the Virginia Grassroots Coalition, and then groups like WOFA, yeah, ourselves, WOFA, Network Nova, VADF, World Ground Game, and many others. Okay, they're all joining in. And at the same time, we're working with the Virginia for Fair Elections, VAFE. That they are the Virginia Dems, and what they're doing is they're reaching out to their local Democratic parties, and their parties are trying to get the message out to their people, precinct captains, et cetera, et cetera. But we are always in meetings together. And our messaging, our message is the same. Sometimes it's just presented differently. And we'll be telling you how you can get involved. There's gonna be so many things happening. The information is coming fast and furious. And what's up, WOFA? I'm always talking about it. I know, broken record, but it is in there every week and it's updated even in the middle of the week as to the latest on the redistricting aspect. Next slide, please. So education is key. That's the key to it. People have to understand what this is really about. It's not gerrymandering. It's a response to that person in the White House that is trying to become well, he probably is. He's an autocrat right now. But at any rate, so we need to explain why we have to do this. It's unfortunate, it's uncomfortable, but we must. All right. So this QR code, and there's also a link in What's Up Wolfa. It's called Vote Yes General Interest Form. It's a whole form about different ways you can help with the campaign. There's canvassing, text banking, phone banking, yard signs, how to get involved with No Kings, three on the Yes campaign side, because we're going to be, again, running parallel with the No Kings three, and we'll be in there weaving our message through the No Kings three messaging as well. And a really great resource, and a lot of the stuff you can get is the Vote Yes Actions and Resources. That's on the Virginia Grassroots Coalition's website. And it will take you right, if you don't want to wait for me to get back to you to say, oh, this is what you can do to canvas or text bank, etc. Go there, click on the links, and you could start text banking tonight if you wanted. And there's going to be there's postcards too, throughout Virginia. And see, all of these things are throughout Virginia. So if you're not in Arlington, please let us know and we will get you hooked up. All right. And speaking of oh well, I guess let's before we go to postcards, are there any questions? Should we do thumbs up or raise your hand?
If people want to put questions in the chat or raise their hands, and if my co-host can help me monitor that. Chris has put all those links in there for you, Linda.
See.
Go ahead, Linda. What's your
If
question?
we, if we wanted to support by sending postcards, how do we get addresses to send postcards to
Okay.
people?
We're going to be talking about postcards in 1 minute. Trish Brown will be on, and there's also information in What's Up WOFA at wofava.org. Next.
Any other questions?
There I see full support, Lois, as long as it's temporary and will be reconsidered. I'm convinced it will be. We'll have to have, if all goes well in our midterms, we should have the census and at that point, that would be 2030. And really, that's less than 4 years away. So,
So
yeah.
Kathleen, somebody wants to know, how will people vote yes? Will it be at our regular polling place?
Yes. Okay. And so again, there's information, and the interesting thing is too is the local registrars, due to the court cases, I have a feeling this is what it is. They haven't updated their websites as far as I can see. I've tested a couple out. I think that's going to be sort of a last minute thing, but I would, let's say you really want to vote March 6th, I would actually call the registrar's office just to confirm that their early voting has begun. But we are assuming it is. On April 21st, of course, it will be your regular polling place, and we are going to be including more information as to early voting goes. Okay, is that good?
Excellent. Okay. Good things in the chat.
So
And
someone did ask, is it proportional voting? Is it by county? Is it by majority? I believe it's just if yes wins 50+%, then that's the win.
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
okay. All right. So I love that we have so many people who are postcard writers, and we have our co-chair, Trish Brown, on the call tonight, and she's going to let us know what you need to know about our postcarding efforts on this. Trish.
Yes. This is the first time I've seen this slide, but we do have a new email address that is specifically for postcard questions. It's on there, wofopostcards@gmail.com. And we do have postcards. We have 6,000 postcards. We're partnering with the National Women's Political Caucus of Virginia to send postcards to Democratic women who voted early in the November 2025 election. So there is there's an order form online, which we had a QR code for it, but it expired. So is it in What's Up WOFA? Yeah. So you can order postcards for pickup either in Central Arlington or North Arlington. And we're also starting back up with postcard parties on Saturday mornings from 10 to noon at the Clarendon Presbyterian Church in Lyon Village. And the cards this time have a pre-printed message, so there's very little writing that you have to do. So they'll be quick to do. But we do have 6,000, so
Which also means we are always soliciting donations. We
yes.
need postcard stamps. So
Yes.
if you have any extras hanging around, bring them. If you could donate a roll of 100, it really does help. We have a lot of folks who can write thousands of postcards, but they'd rather not pay for the thousands of postage stamps. So it'd be
Right.
great if maybe you're looking for a quick, easy way to help. Postcard stamps would be really super helpful. All right. Thank you so much, Trish. You guys do an amazing job. All right. Our next topic is on immigration, and WOFA has several subgroups, and this one has been one of our most active and most popular groups. And I'm going to let Paul and Annie tell you some of the things they've been up to and how you can help all of our Virginia residents.
Great. All right. Can you go to the next slide, please? So, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone on here who has helped us already. And if you're new or just learning want to hear this again, haven't delved into it lately. So between the last meeting and this meeting, we did update the website. I really want to thank Sarah Blank, if she's out there, for helping with that. And when you go to that website, the first thing you'll see is CASA Virginia General Assembly Trust Agenda. And as Chris mentioned, we've had a lot of great victories. We weren't sure, were our Democrat delegates going to come through, because sometimes immigration issues are sticky for them, but they really have in a big way, but it's not over yet. And if you notice that I've got in parentheses, Virginia Grassroots Coalition for real-time status. So if you use the Virginia Grassroots Coalition website to check on the bills that have made it through committee, and since we have such a big majority, that's kind of a slam dunk, but it's not not done yet. So please keep an eye on calls for action for some of those bills. Also on the website, we have other resources. We have hotline numbers to call if you see ICE activity or suspected ICE activity. We have a list of local and national organizations. And then we also have a bystander guide video, which Annie's going to talk about in a second, which is just a huge development for us. And then we also have a link to a new page called ICE Out Advocacy and Action Items. And there's a sign-up form to sign up for all of our action items. And I just want to reiterate, if you use the sign-up form, it doesn't obligate you to do it. It basically puts you on our list and it'll give you information. So I really, even if you're in the back of your mind, you're just curious about letter writing to detainees. If you're just curious about it, check it, and then we'll send you information and we'll just keep sending it. We don't keep tabs on who comes and who doesn't. So please don't be shy about signing up for any of those activities. Yeah, so next slide, please. I just wanted to put this out here just because, again, our last meeting was right in the midst of the Minneapolis ICE surge, and it's still going on. And I know a lot of us see, awful and inspiring images on Minneapolis, but I think a lot of us think about are we ready, in Arlington? What are we going to do if this happens in Arlington? And so I just wanted to give you a quick list of maybe some things to keep in mind. So my first bullet there is we of action. One thing you can do is create your own we. There are organizations out there who, are preparing for the worst. And those organizations have reached out to organizations in Minnesota. But the one thing that's going to happen is if it happens, it's going to take, a big effort from all of us. So create your own we, get out there, go to WOFA activities. Even adjacent activities that aren't directly related to ICE are helpful because you meet people, you network with people, and that's just going to make us stronger for if we ever have to deal with a surge like Minneapolis and Chicago are dealing with. So go to community activities. Again, just get out there and meet people. Go to board meetings. Maria Powers did a wonderful job speaking at the county board meeting Saturday morning. There are people who speak at those meetings regularly, and to have someone like Maria show up and support those regular voices, it makes a big difference. So, and also school board meetings, neighborhood activities, anything, just like Michaela said, we want to show, especially with our concern for our immigrant neighbors, that we are everywhere. Our concern is out there. Another thing, if the list on the website, go to some of those organizations and just join their email list. And if you can, make small contributions. I'll make a $5 contribution. Okay, every little bit helps. And then finally, if you can't, you see the list, you don't have a lot of time, you're working, I totally get it. You have families. Just sort of think about if the worst happens, just anticipate, how could I be an ally if the worst happens? What are some, hours or days that you might be available to be at a bus stop for kids or, respond to an ICE sighting. So just sort of prepare yourself mentally and kind of think what if I need, could you go back? If I need to go to a school or to a workspace, just have that prepared for if it happens. And then finally, I just wanted to reiterate, though, that I'm talking about worst case scenario like Minneapolis and Chicago, but ICE is here. ICE is taking people in Arlington. They are taking people in our neighbors in Alexandria and Fairfax. And so it's very important to be also have that in mind. So with that in mind, Annie Duguay created, and a committee of hers created a bystander guide that is really a game changer for preparing our neighbors and preparing us for what to do when we see ICE, and it provides resources as well. So go for it, Annie.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So yeah, this all came about from a group of us who have had the training, have been working in the immigrant rights spaces, the Know Your Rights, the canvassing work, rapid response training. And we felt like, just like Paul's saying, you could be at the bus stop with your own kids, or just driving to the grocery store, or literally on my way to Thanksgiving, I saw an ICE stop on my way to the Northeast. So we thought about this pre-Minnesota. Of course, Minnesota informed us along the way. You can go to the next slide. And our thought was to create something for allies and bystanders who may not be able to sign up or get trained to do the rapid response. But from what we've seen, even just with our own eyes, again, like I said, out and about in your daily lives, but what we know from Minnesota now as well, that if there is such a surge, and because we know it's happening already, how can we help? How can we, show our neighbors we care and use our constitutional rights in a way that's safe and effective as well? So in the next slide, with this in mind, we made both a video and an accompanying zine. Zine is a pocket-sized guide. It's really nice for this time because it does fit in your pocket. And so they complement each other. And the video is about 17 minutes. There's a lot to include, but it's about how to recognize and report ICE specifically in our area. Mostly we talk about Northern Virginia, but also, of course, we know we travel across all these three regions or areas. It's how to show up as a bystander lawfully, effective, safely. And finally, it's how to care for community members before, during, and after an ICE event. So there's, as Paul said, a lot of, and something that we do in the video, as well as the zine, is point you in the direction of the local groups who've been doing this work for years and decades. And there's a lot that can be done if you don't feel comfortable, using your phone and capturing an ICE action or event. First of all, you can always take notes. So there's a lot more information there for you. And on the next slide, I'm just going to zero in on one sort of counterintuitive, because it's what we have seen be so effective in other areas, but we've been asked to not use whistles. And so the reasons are this whistles, particularly in terms of the immigrant groups in our area. There was some polling done and focus groups to ask their preferences in this way, and pretty uniformly, or I wouldn't say uniformly, but these groups have determined not to use whistles because they escalate tensions. Many of the immigrants in our area come from places where the government used whistles in oppressive fascist regimes, and it can create tension, confusion, trigger panic and trauma, particularly for those. It also makes it harder to document. So something that our video cameras or the phones are meant to do is to capture in case of ICE abuses. And so if, the audio is part of that too. So there's more information too about the technology aspects of making a recording, but I did want to highlight the whistles and give that plug to watch the video to get all the information. Another reason about the whistles is that we're also not in a dense urban area. So this is particular to Northern Virginia, but it's the DMV itself, just so you're clear. And so another invitation that we have for you is these zines. We want to make them available to you, and I know my colleagues have probably. I'll just put it in this. I had it ready for. Yeah, thank you to Sarah. So we've had a folding party. I think 2 weeks ago, Valentine's Day. There were 1,000 zines folded. We've had a lot of interest, civic associations. We had a tabling event this past weekend at the Field of Heritage Festival. When I write postcards with my neighbors for the Yes, I'm planning to share this information with my own neighbors that we write postcards together with, share the zines, get them to watch the video, and honestly form a signal chat. To Paul's point about how can we organize, how can we think ahead. We hope these tools are for that purpose. So I don't know that there's time for questions. I know people have been answering in the chat. But we do invite you on Saturday, March 21st as well to that another zine folding party. And the more people sign up, we'll have maybe thousands to prepare. But you can download and print them yourself and learn how to fold a zine.
Thank you, Annie and Paul. Amazing, amazing work, and so many others who are in that group. I just can't believe all the things you are doing. Annie and Paul, please check out the chat. And if are there any questions for the good of the group that haven't been answered in the chat? Go ahead and raise your hand. And again, we can, after the meeting is over, feel free. But Annie and Paul would be the best people to contact. You can send any inquiries to wofava@gmail.com and we forward the emails to the appropriate people. Terry Johnson, do you have a question? You're muted.
Can you see me? There I am.
Yeah, there you are.
I'm used to being able to save the chat because there's a lot of good information in it, but I'm not finding a save chat on this particular format of Zoom. Can somebody advise me, please?
So we'll for sure have every single link that was ever discussed in this chat. We'll have it in the description of the YouTube video that's going to be uploaded tomorrow. So anything that you missed like this, we'll be sure to have it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
And it's also in What's Up WOFA, the newsletter that comes out tomorrow. So be looking
Okay.
for that. And if you haven't hit join WOFA on the website, you won't get it. So make sure you've done that.
All right. I'll check on that. Thanks very much.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Michaela,
Yes.
I just wanted to mention something about someone asked a great question about the schools, and you had a great answer. It's like the schools right now, they don't, they're worried about creating, nervousness among their parents if we show up. Why are they here? What's going on? But you can still, you could still volunteer, just offer the school to volunteer as like read a story or something, just somehow just become more connected to a neighborhood school in a different way so that when they need you, they know you. So I just wanted to mention that.
That's a great idea. Super great. Vidya, then Kai. Kai, you're unmuted. Why don't you go ahead?
Thanks, Michaela. I had a quick question. I dropped it into the chat too, but somebody, I think it was Sandy King, noted that the college students, they represent a huge number of them. There are a huge number of them, but their spring breaks start pretty soon. So like UVA's, home next week through March 6th. So it'd be great to get them to actually vote in person. It looks like doing absentee always seems to be extra steps and people don't get to it. So if anybody has thoughts on how to reach those students, how to help participate in some way.
Hey, Kai, it's Kathleen here. As I said, we're working with the redistricting group. You're talking about the redistricting vote, correct?
Sorry, yes, I meant to say for the early vote. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. No, we are promoting early voting. Like I said, we still don't know when. And there are a number of groups that are reaching out directly to the colleges and the students. And we're just, again, education is key, and that's part of the canvassing. We have a lot of canvassing opportunities where we can go through and say, hey, early vote, you have college kids, etc. And that's basically every year we always say the college kids, and there are various groups that are reaching out to them. So they're not going on, we're thinking of them. Trust me. Thank you.
Yeah, if there's anything else, like, we can post to, Insta-friendly posts to the kids as they're home.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you follow Chris.
Yeah, make sure your kids are following Chris on TikTok.
He just did an amazing one today with some wild band. I don't know
It
who they
was
were.
a silly little one.
It was great.
Excellent.
So
Vidya?
anyway, thanks, Kai.
Thanks.
Garrett.
Hi guys, I'm Vidya, and I kind of feel weird even like putting this out there, but so I have a handyman who's undocumented and a cleaning lady that's undocumented, and I've been in touch with his lawyer. She clearly doesn't have a lawyer. What can we do to keep ourselves safe? Because I'm clearly employing them, I don't have a contract with them or anything, but I think a lot of our, if you have a yard or a cleaning person, like they're likely undocumented. So how do we keep ourselves safe? Paul or Annie, do you have an answer to that? I'm a lawyer, so I should probably know, but.
Are you speaking of like if ICE shows up at your house when someone's working
Like,
on
is there a chance that ICE is going to show up at my house? I mean.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's a chance for anything. If you look, I think Annie in the zine, or I know on the website, there is an actual guide that it's clearly labeled what happens if ICE comes to my house. And I don't know if it's a part of the zine or not, but it's definitely on the website. So if you take a look at that, but basically, so Sarah just said it's not on the zine, but it's on the website. Yeah. So, and off the top of my head, just from trainings, they are not allowed to come into your house if you don't open the door.
Without a judicial warrant. Yeah, that's right. You don't open the door. You can say slip the warrant underneath, then you call a lawyer, you check if it's judicial, official. That information would be in the video guidance.
Yeah, and that's a great question also, because the one thing that we all want to make sure is that people are doing what they feel safe doing. If you see an ICE activity and you're not comfortable in filming it, just call the hotline. That's enough. That is totally enough. So Vidya, I'd say that the least you would do is hunker in and call the hotline. So that's all. I don't know if that helps or not, but.
And I know we're hoping to have some more trainings, maybe on the Saturdays during the postcard party events. We're going to use that space to maybe do some collaborating with Surge and La Colectiva to do more training. We hope to offer more of those. So again, information is power. Thank you to our webmaster, Tara Clays, who just posted part of our website has more information on immigration issues. So please check that out.
Yeah, and thanks for that really good question, Vidya. Thank you.
Yes. Now, something I'm really excited about, our third No Kings event, March 28th. It is happening, and thumbs up in the chat if you've attended our first No Kings, which was Hands Across Arlington on Langston Boulevard. Any thumbs up in the chat? Hopefully everybody attended. We had about 6,000 people show up that day, and then we did No Kings 2, and we had almost 8,000 people show up for that. It was amazing. So we're going big or going home, and we hope that we can get 15,000 people to be all up and down Glebe Road this time. So 8.1, is it 8.1, Lily? 8.2 miles of Glebe Road, north to south, south to north. And we are rain, shine, wind, snow. If Minneapolis can be out there in minus 20 degrees, so can we. So we are looking forward to it. And there's a lot of steps that we're going to need to take from now till then. And you are the core of WOFA. You're here tonight. I'm hoping to convince you to take a leadership role, a volunteer role, lots of things that we need to get out there. You know, a lot of things that people ask me about is how is being out there holding a sign making a difference? And I really liked this information here. You know, again, it's about people power. It's about seeing other people. The event we had on June 14th was incredible because it became such this organic thing. People were driving and then they'd go get their parents or their elderly parents who couldn't participate, got them in the car, and then there was like a parade that just happened alongside the sidewalks. It was just like a parade within a parade. And then the apartment buildings, all the people were like, what's going on down there? And then they joined us. So it was just this enthusiasm. It was contagious. It was super exciting, super fun. And we hope to do it again. And again, it's just part of a larger strategy. And those of you who are nerds like the rest of us on this call, 3.5%. We're really trying to get to that 3.5%. And this is the one, I think. This is the one that's going to do it. So we have a Google form for volunteers in the chat. We have two events going on that day. I hear you, Lisa. I can hear you and see you. We in the morning from 8 to 10, WOFA will be on 19 bridges. And we did that at the last No Kings as well. But we're going to go a little bit earlier in hopes to get more people out to the hands event later in the afternoon. But as we keep doing these things, we learn from experience. Having them at the same time was a nuts. It was crazy. So 8 to 10, we will be out on the bridges. So we're looking for bridge volunteers, bridge captains, safety captains, which we call care bears. And Lisa will be sending and sharing lots of things in WhatsApp WOFA and on Facebook and in the Signal chats about the bridges. And then at 1, we'll be doing the Hands Across Arlington event. So please look at the Google form that's, I think somebody put in the chat for me. Okay. And one additional thing that we didn't have last time that we would really love this time is videographers and photographers and some live stream support. So if any of you have the equipment, the GoPros are able to go up and down Glebe that day or up and down 66 and Route 50 to get pictures of our bridges, we could really use that help. Please send an email to WOFA or Chris with videographer in the subject line. Because again, if we don't get it out there, then people can say, oh, well, they only had 3,000 people when we actually have photo evidence that we had a lot more. So we definitely need folks with that talent. And in addition, when I'm saying live stream support, we really want to do a hybrid of our next meeting. And it would be great if we had people who had experience with Zoom and live meetings that could help us have a quality meeting and program with sound if we do a live stream at our next event. So you'll be seeing this graphic all over the place. Kings out, ice out. And a lot of people are like, why aren't we going to DC? We really made the decision that we had to be in Virginia because of this Vote Yes redistricting. We want to take this as an opportunity to educate the 15,000 people on the sidewalks. So a very important part of this on the bridges and on the sidewalk, we are looking for a solid 25 people that would be willing to pass out flyers that are generously being created by Edward and Abby O'Keefe that have the information about Vote Yes, the dates of when they can vote, and be willing to have conversations with people who might not have any clue what this is about. So that to me is one of the most important jobs on No King's Day. So if you are willing and you feel comfortable, please consider signing up for that job because it's great to be out there with the signs, but wow, it's a 1-2 punch if we can get every single person at No Kings out to vote. So that is huge. We also will be handing out, I don't know if you can see my ice out. We made these lovely buttons. Nah, it's not showing up. There it is, ice up. We made these lovely buttons. We hope to distribute a lot of those buttons at the event as well. And we will hopefully be passing out a lot of the zines at No Kings as well with the bystander information. So again, it's just taking advantage of everyone being there and letting them know how they can take action. So, this is, WOFA is an indivisible group. If you're not familiar with Indivisible, please go to indivisible.org to learn more about what an indivisible group is. But this is a collaboration with Move On, 5051. All of these groups are coming together, and this is the messaging that we hope to get out for this particular event. And I wanted to give Lily a chance. Uh-oh, no peeking.
Hold on.
No peeking. Don't peek. You didn't see that. She's refreshing my form. I hate when everyone surprises Lily. My daughter's next to me. Did it work?
2 seconds.
We have the technology. While Lily's finding that slide. Is that it?
Oh, I think mine. There it is.
Okay.
Too early.
All right, Lily Pond, I'm going to let you take it away.
Hi, everybody. I am Lily. This is my mother, and she's great. So I have been hard at work helping with a lot of help. We are doing Glebe for our next route. And I made a couple helpful little things. The first thing I wanted to show you is the WOFA homepage. We know it, we love it. wofava.org. And we now have a handy dandy button. If you click on No Kings, I think, did you share your screen or is it just?
Yeah, can you see the,
Yeah, okay, good. So we're looking at the homepage, and if you click No Kings, it takes you to this beautiful tab. And here is the beginnings of our compiling. And the first thing for you to look at is it's either this link or this link will take you to this beautiful, glorious info doc and frequently asked questions.
And people are already there.
Yay! Yeah, so go ahead, take a read. It's taken pretty much directly from the FAQ from the first event with obvious editing. So this is going to be really helpful. The biggest thing is the route map. So this is our new route. Look at how shiny it is. The first one, our Langston, I believe had like 21 stops. We're at 43 this time.
Go big.
So we still are hoping to maintain about 200 people per stop would be great. And that'll be very exciting. But if you wanted to look closer at the map, you can click on route map up here, or it's also linked again down here, and it takes you to the beautiful custom Google map. And look at how much information this is. So you can start off the beginning of our route is up here in North Arlington, up by Chainbridge Road. And if you click on a stop, it'll give you the number. So this is number 1, Chesterbrook Road, and then the closest intersection. So you can look at all of those beautiful stops, and we are ending it down here by the end of 4 Mile Run. And in, I think, National Gateway is the name of that area. So we have all of these beautiful stops. They're beautifully numbered, beautifully labeled. So you can just take your time, check out what looks good for you, what's near you. And then you go back to your info doc. And we have, last time we did Sign Up Genius, we've moved to a different service called Airtable. And it is embedded right here for your convenience on our WOFA website. So again, WOFA No Kings, you scroll, look at this, look at these map locations. All 43 of them are on here. individually listed, beautiful. They're sorted by neighborhood. I went in and I said, this is what, yeah. So you can search by neighborhood, or also, just go to the number of what you saw. And for example, if I'm signing up for Marymount, the 200 means there's all 200 slots are still open. So I'm going to go, yeah, I'm going to sign up. It'll take you to a second page. You can again search for, what was it again? Marymount was 8. So I'm going to search either 8 or Marymount. There it is. And then I'm going to write my name, my email, and then how many people are coming, including yourself. If it's just me, 1. If I'm going with 3 friends, 4. And then submit. That should be everything.
And we know everyone's nervous about emails and phone numbers and all of these things. The only people who are looking at this document are the pond girls right here.
Yeah.
The only way we can communicate, send information, have the captains reach you is if we have your contact information. And I know people are nervous, but I promise you, we are not going to sell you and ask for anything. We are just using it to share information. So please share your email so we can be in touch with you.
Yep. And then it'll also be a way for we're going to again assign marshals to each station, which will be another volunteer position. And marshals might have important information about parking near your stop, or important, like maybe this is a closest public bathroom. The last 2 things in the major in the info doc is going to be safety and security. Again, from our last event, we've gathered a guide about ACLU. If you're worried about that, review that page. And last but not least, some frequently asked questions. As we get more, I will continue updating them because they will become frequently asked questions. So that is the major update here. And then, yep, so those are your 2 main links. The info doc is also handy. If you tinyurl.com, hands across Arlington 2, takes you to the info doc, and that info doc has anything and everything you could need about this event.
Yikes. All right. So that's a lot. And I'm excited. We have several more meetings to go to get ready. So I hope we can count on all of you to sign up for something. We will be sending out a donation link as well. We will need a few more safety vests because it's a longer route. We will need a few more first aid kits. We'll be collecting snacks and water again to have for the volunteers and our folks out there. And we make these amazing Care Bear packages for every block. So sign up. It's a lot of fun. And I will look for questions in the chat. And again, we have the bridges, we have hands, and you will be looking really for more information in What's Up WOFA, please, and in our socials. And we're going to move this party along. Oh, Kathleen, you have a question? You're muted. You're muted, Kathleen. Kathleen, are you saying?
That's okay. Good. Go ahead now. I'll jump in after.
Okay. So, Paul, Annie, we are so excited about our WOFA Warrior of the Month.
All right. So, as Michaela said, the immigration issue group that started out as the abolitionist group has done a lot of great work, and as I've said in the past, it's because WOFA is made up of all-star people. All of you guys are just amazingly strong community leaders, but I do have to say that back in, I think it was February, it might have been a year ago, Michaela, that I sort of asked you about like running with this, and I was kind of an idea man. I'm a humanities person. I'm an English teacher, and I will tell you that none of this would have happened without Amy Mortimer. Amy came in. She's a great organizer. But she's also an all-around all-star. So she has taken one of the projects, our Adopt a Labor Corner, and has organized that with great success as well, as well as helping me organize all our other activities. So I'm very, very proud and honored to announce Amy Mortimer as the WOFA Warrior of the Month.
Yay!
And you get a mug. And I still owe Stacy left a mug, but mugs are on their way. Thank you so much. Any words for
Oh my
wisdom,
gosh.
Amy?
I'm blown away. Like, thank goodness I had a heads up because I'd be crying right now. To be honored by this group, you guys, like just listening to everything that everybody is doing. So I feel just so proud and grateful and humbled to be honored by this group in particular. Can't imagine a group that would mean more.
Oh, now you're making
And
me cry.
can I say thank you to a few people, Paul? Am I allowed to do that?
Yes, please.
First of all, you, Michaela, for starting this group that allows us all to be our best selves and just come together because we care about people. Like, what a radical concept. Feel so happy to be part of that. Paul, you helped create this whole enterprise that allows all of us to channel all this like anger and outrage and grief into action, and it's made all the difference. I want to thank everyone on the Labor Corner. Like, thank you guys so much for coming. The Labor Corner folks have been showing up every day. You know how cold it's been the last month? Every day out there at 7:30 to 8:30 in the morning. Um, really want to shout out Naomi Verdugo and Annie Parker. They're the ones who started the Labor Corner, and they're just proof, like two people just stood up and went to the corner. And to me, that's just proof that if you see something good, go do it, and other people will show up to help you. I'm forever grateful for them for doing that. And then I also have to shout out, like an Oscar speech, I gotta say thanks to my family. My husband Eric and my daughter Marika are like the backbone of this team. They show up when other people can't. Marika's sometimes gone 5 times in a week. Um, Resistance and activism are 10 times better when you can do it with the people you love the most. So thanks to everybody. Really, really
Thank you,
grateful.
Amy. I'm so grateful. And in full disclosure, Marique was one of my fifth grade students. And so I've known this family for a long time. And I'm so glad to be in this work with you. And Key Kids just rock. They just do. What can I say? Awesome. So exciting. All right. So, we're getting close to the end, but we have, let's see,
Michaela,
Annie.
can I just jump in real quick? We've had
Yeah.
a lot of people putting things in the chat. And for the sign up form for No Kings, people have noticed we can't submit our form. There's and Lily's aware of it. But I
Oh,
just want to let everybody know we're aware of it, and Lily is looking into the situation. I
It's for the
personally,
volunteer form, right? Not for the hands across.
it's to volunteer for the Hands Across.
So
Yeah.
it's the sign up genius, or is it the
it's a
Airtable?
Google form or?
It's like a Google form.
Okay, yeah, it's the Google form. I'll look.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Yeah, and so can I just say, do you want us to just submit it without our phone number? We'll put our email where it says phone number, and it will accept that form for now.
Give me 10 minutes and it'll be fixed.
Okay, thanks, Lily.
All right. Okay, Annie.
Yes. Hi again. So good trouble costs money, as we have heard everything from the letters you see on the bridges, the Care Bear bags. And so one idea, something I'm doing with my son's preschool, is an online auction. And so think ahead. We're going to get in contact if you have something to donate. It could be artwork you make. It could be your time, like a tour of somewhere where you work. I would gladly take a tutorial with some of the skills like lobbying and other efforts that all of you do. So we are looking for making a committee. Editor, we see you in the comments. So these are some in the white section here. I just have a form. I'm sorry, I don't have the link right at my fingertips. If someone in the group does, I can get it if not. But we are looking for a committee. And when I went through, and I'm head of a committee at the school too. So I do think that we can get it to a point where it would be just like a few hours, 2 to 5 hours, depending on the task. Break it up between now and mid-May. So if folks have some time, I will drop that link into the chat and stay tuned for donations and bids. And I'll appreciate all you detail-oriented editors. I see you in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Annie, for agreeing and helping. I mean, she did a great job on our 80s fundraiser. And yeah, this is expensive, the things we're taking on, the postcards and the banners and the posters and stamps, right? So I really appreciate your willingness to help. It's always hard to ask for money. And we try to be really specific about our asks. So thank you so much. I hope you get some volunteers. Okay, and on that note, if you go to our website, last meeting, wow, you all showed up and showed out. You donated a lot of money at our last meeting. Thank you so much. It helped pay for our Zoom and our website, and we have lots of supplies. So again, you can donate on our website, and we are grateful. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. These are just some examples of some of the things we have purchased with all of the amazing donations. All right. Tomorrow, Kathleen?
Somebody wants the link for the donation. Oh, did Chris just drop
Yeah.
it? Somebody asked.
Yeah, I've been putting it in there a few times.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank you, Chris.
Thank
The
you.
link's there too.
In the chat. So I don't know about you, but I plan to be watching the People's State of the Union tomorrow night. Instead of watching the Trump lie to the joint session, I will be on the Move On call, and I would love to see some of you on there as well tomorrow night. So just wanted to make sure you knew about that. And I was wondering if anyone else had any announcements about things coming up